Greetings everyone. So today we are going to look at a very interesting trade type called Asians, and all you need to do, as usual, I mentioned that the Profit Max $1 system is a very versatile board. Load it and then select Volatility 101S, then come to trade types, select Asians. Okay, and you can see Asian up, Asian down. Okay, martingale factor here, reduce it to 0.5. Martingale level, keep it at 8. And then we have 320, so let me just keep the stop loss at $200. The target profit we are going to determine once we know what Asian trade type is. And this is the most important thing that you need to know, and also how you can analyze and then enter the market. Okay, so let me give you a brief introduction or explanation to what Asians is. Okay, I will use a basic analogy, and imagine you are watching a car driving along a road. The car speed goes up and down, but you want to know whether the car ends up faster or slower than its average speed over a period. Okay, now in Asians or Asian trades, instead of a car, we are watching the price of a financial asset. Okay, we are watching the price of a financial asset. So take a look at this simple practical example for Asians up and down on Volatility 101S. Okay, trade duration is 5 ticks. That is a standard measure that is already set at the bot there. Do not change the 5 ticks because that is the period or duration we are going to look at the price changes. Okay, so let us say, for example, tick 1, the price was 101.250, tick 2, 101.260, tick 3, 101.255, tick 4, 101.265, and then tick 5, that is the last tick, 101.270. Okay, to get the average, you need to add up all those prices and divide by the number of ticks. So divide by 5. Okay, you add them up like that, divide by 5, you get the average price. You get the average price. Okay, now when you're trading, when you say, let's say you're trading Asian up, what does that mean? Okay, Asian up simply means you are predicting that the last tick, okay, this last tick, tick 5, the price that was there will be higher than the average price. Okay, it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. So you'll be predicting that the last tick will be higher than the average price. That is Asians up, and then vice versa for Asians down. It means you're predicting that the last tick will be lower than the average price. Okay, now with that said, let's go back to our bot section. Let's go back to our bot section here. How do we determine whether we can enter for an Asian up or Asian down? Come to charts here, and then of course have the candlestick formation. I think I showed you guys how to do that in the previous video. And then after that, you need 3 indicators or 2, but let me just pick the 3 of them, but you can work with 2. Let me start with the first one. Is the Bollinger Bands. Sorry, Bollinger Bands, this one. Okay, that is the Bollinger Bands, and you can see where the price is right now, where this line is. You see there is also a middle line cutting across the graph or chart that you can see. You can see there's a center line there. Okay, that center line is very important because that is when you can either go for a down trade or up trade. Once the candlestick forms below that, that means you're going to go for a down trade. Above that, always, majority of the time, go for an up trade. Okay, let's get our second indicator. That will be the moving average. This one. Okay, so you can see it. Let me zoom out. And then let's also try at that stage. You can also see the prices here. Okay, so you will not be doing the math. You will not be dividing or doing all of what I just showed you. The thing is, you just need to predict whether the last price will be higher than the average or lower. Okay, for you to achieve that, you need these indicators. We've added the moving average. We've added the moving average, and the moving average is this red line that you can see here. Okay, the one that is below. Okay, that's the moving average, and you can see it's already below the candlesticks. Okay, when it's below, it means that that market was rising or is still rising. It's in an upward trend. And also, if you look at the Bollinger Band itself, you can see it's on an upward movement. However, you can also see the candlestick, a red candlestick forming, and you can see a red. You can see just below the line at the center there, you can see a candlestick wanting to form below it. So the market could be possibly going down. Okay, so you would want to take down trades. Okay guys, the other indicator that you want to use is the MACD. Okay, just as a bonus, you can now use those three indicators. Let me zoom out so that you can see properly. You can also see the MACD now is assisting us. There's a crossover here, and yes, the market is going down. Okay, it's going down, and the line at the center of the Bollinger Band is normally a determining factor in terms of taking trades. Okay, so for example, you can see a candlestick forming below that line. Let us do this because we have this opportunity. Bot builder, and then we are going to trade Asian down. Okay, Asian down. Let me stake $20, and then open charts, and then now I think we are ready. We are going to predict that the last price will be lower than the average. You can see our first trade is a win. Our second trade is a loss. Then you'll see the martingale, of course, set at 0.5. It's a win. Okay, so you can see that you can analyze from the chart here and then take trades using the bot on the other side. Okay guys, this is one of the easiest from my discovery in terms of trading higher and lower or rise and fall. This Asian trade type is very easy to analyze, and if you use these three indicators, you can be able to enter the market and make some profits. Okay guys, you're a witness. You can see we've already made $78. Let me stop the bot at that. Let me stop the bot at that. There you go. Okay, so we've made $95 using those three indicators, trading Asians, and I've explained to you the analogy or the theory behind it, and this is a trade type that any beginner can trade and start generating some income online. Okay, now something else that I want to touch on is that these are key things. If you can maybe even write them down, you want to avoid trading during extreme volatility. And extreme volatility means when the Bollinger Band, you can see like here, there's a restriction. It's becoming thinner. Okay, if you look at the end or the mouth tip, it's coming thinner. That is a good time to trade. But when they expand, okay, when you see wide bands, you can see they are constricting right now. When you see wide bands like here, you see them wide, it's not a good time to trade. Okay, those are just key points when you're looking at this trade type. You can see like here, see here, there's a constriction. That is a good time to trade because it means the market is not very volatile. Okay, wait for confirmation sticks to close below or above the middle band. Okay, wait for, that's the way I entered the market. You see I waited. Let me zoom a little bit so you can see. You see the middle band there, this line here, this one. You wait for the candlestick to either start forming below it or above it. That is when you can enter the market. That is when you can enter the market. Okay, and then also you want to monitor the slope of the Bollinger Band and also the slope of the moving average. And then a very key thing here is that you can see here, once there is a crossover, the market is clearly tilting and going down. You see, it's very simple. You can see here it's crossover and then the market here, you can see it going down and you can see the downward trend. And that is where now you can come to your bot and trade Asian down. Okay, and then of course vice versa for the Asian up. Okay guys, you can still see that market going down after the crossover, and that is why I told you I find this to be much more easier than rise and fall. This market is clearly defined once you have those indicators set up like that. And then the advantage of using this site is the bot that I'm providing for free, the $1 system. And then you can also run your bot as you look at what is happening. Okay, that precision is very important in trading, very, very important in trading. So you can see we've made a $95. I think I'll end the video at that. Remember to like, remember to subscribe, remember to follow, so that in case I release any tips or any new videos, you can be up to date. Okay, so today you can say that you have an idea of trading Asians. Okay, Asians, this trade type called Asians. I will continue looking at these other trade types and see whether I can generate content on them. But any beginner right now, jump in. Asians is something you can make profits trading. Okay, you can see a balance of $4.95 for $16 up there. Okay, always remember to reduce the martingale factor here so that at least you can preserve your capital. Cheers guys, see you on my next video.